For 8 episodes, we've talked about APIs. Today, you're finally going to use one yourself. And here's the best part. You already have the tool open right now. It's your web browser. No coding, no installing anything. In the next 2 minutes, you'll make your very first real API call. Let's go. Welcome back to ShadhinPath. This is episode 9 of our beginner API course, and today it's hands-on. Here's the idea that makes this so easy. Remember GET from episode 3? GET just means give me data. And every single time you visit a website, your browser is quietly making a GET request. So here's the trick. If an API is simple and open, you can call it just by typing its address into your browser, exactly like visiting any web page. Let me show you. Open a new browser tab. Now type this address, api.github.com/users/ and then any GitHub username. Let's use the famous one, Octocat. So the full address is api.github.com/users/Octocat. Now press enter. And look at that. Your screen just filled up with text in curly braces. Name, location, number of public repositories, follower count. That is a real, live API response coming straight from GitHub servers to you. You didn't build anything, you just asked, and the API answered. Congratulations, you've officially made your first API call. Now, does that messy text look familiar? It should. That's JSON from episode 5. See the keys and the values? Login : Octocat, followers : a number. You can already read it. You're literally looking at the same data that powers apps, just without the pretty design on top. Try changing the username at the end to your own GitHub name or a friend's and refresh. The data changes instantly. That's the power of an API. One simple address, live data on demand. But the browser has limits. It can only do simple GET requests. What if you need to log in, send data, or use one of the other methods like POST? For that, you need a proper tool. And in the next part, I'll introduce you to the one every developer uses, Postman. So the browser is great for a quick peek, but it's like a car stuck in first gear. It can only do GET. To really work with APIs, you need a proper tool. And the one almost every developer uses is called Postman. Think of Postman as a remote control for APIs, where a TV remote lets you press any button, power, volume, channel, without opening up the TV. Postman lets you send any kind of request, get, post, put, delete, and see exactly what comes back, all from one clean screen. It's free, and you can use it right in your browser or as an app. Let me walk you through your first request in it. Don't worry, it's only 3 steps. Step 1. At the top, there's a little drop-down for the method. It's already set to GET, which is what we want for now. Step 2. Right next to it, there's a long box that says Enter URL. This is where the address goes. Paste in that same GitHub address from part 1, api.github.com/users/Octocat. Step 3, hit the big blue send button. That's it. And in the bottom half of the screen, the response appears. But here's why developers love Postman instead of the browser. Look how clean it is. The JSON is neatly formatted, color-coded, and easy to read, with every key and value lined up. No more squinting at a wall of text. Now look a little closer, because Postman shows you 2 things we learned earlier, right there on screen. First, the status code. Remember episode 6? You'll see a green 200 telling you the request worked. And second, the response time in milliseconds, so you know how fast the API answered. All the theory from this course, shown live in one place. And here's the real power. That method dropdown, you can switch it to post to create something, or add a token under the authorization tab, exactly like we discussed in episode 7, to call APIs that need a login. The browser could never do that. Postman can do all of it. So now you've got 2 tools, the browser for a fast, simple peek, and Postman for real, serious API work. In the final part, let's put it all together with one complete example, sending a request, adding an option, and reading the full response like a pro. All right, let's put everything from this whole course together in one real example and watch every piece we've learned show up live. Let's say we want to see Octocat's code projects, but only the first 5. Remember query parameters from episode 4? Those little options after a question mark. So we take our address and add to the end /repos per_page equals 5. The full address becomes api.github.com/users/octocat/repos per page equals 5. Paste that into Postman and hit send. Now watch how much you understand. The method was get, that's episode 3. The endpoint /repos, that's episode 4. The question mark part that asked for just 5, also episode 4, query parameters. Up top, a green 200 status, episode 6, success, and the answer that came back, a neat list inside square brackets. That's a JSON array from episode 5, holding 5 projects, each with its name, description, and language. Stop and appreciate that for a second. 8 episodes ago, this would have looked like alien code. Now you can read every single part of it. You didn't just learn definitions. You can actually do this. So let's lock in today's lesson. To use any API, you don't need to be a genius or write tons of code. For a quick get, just type the address into your browser. For real work, other methods, logins, sending data, use Postman, the remote control for APIs. And everything you see come back is just the request and response cycle we started with. You now have the skills to explore thousands of free public APIs out there. For weather, movies, jokes, maps, sports, anything. Go play. That's genuinely how developers learn. In the next and final episode, we close the loop. You've learned to use other people's APIs. In episode 10, the grand finale, we'll talk about how you build your very own API from scratch and tie this entire course together. If this episode made you feel like you can actually do this now, please subscribe to ShadhinPath so you don't miss the finale. And drop a comment telling me which public API you're going to try first. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the last one.